Hello, my lovely lads. It's time to check out the best odds about Bellator and to see how everything gonna play out. So I am pretty much intrigued by the fact that this amazing event is gonna air. And Bellator for me, especially because we're seeing Amosov versus Storley too, is a nice place to be. Very much nice place to be. I'm going to go right off the bat and gonna start with the match between Kassan Magomed Sharipov and the Brazilian brawler Rafael Hudson. Unfortunately, I think Magomed Sharipov is too dominant, and I do believe Magomed Sharipov is going to win this one. So let me see. Magomed Sharipov to win minus 110. Magomed Sharipov decision or Magomed Sharipov submission. One of those two. I don't know which one is more likely, but unless the Brazilian guy pulls out a massive upset and knocks him out cold early on, I don't see anything else happening. Stephen Hill is going to meet Joel Kouadja. I don't think Joel Kouadja belongs to this circuit, and Stephen Hill versus Joel Kouadja, it's a mismatch, and I have Hill to win, minus 400, or I got Stephen Hill KO, TKO. Odds are not released yet, but no worries, my lovely lads. Odds are going to be released. I'm trying to go ahead of the time. As much as I can, I'm trying to go ahead of the time. And I know my lovely fans are going to appreciate that. And I know you are very, very awesome. So I'm very grateful to you for watching my streams and for helping me get to the top. The next fight is between Daniela Skatizi and Dmitry Khritsenko. I don't know much about Dmitry Khritsenko, but I know a lot about Daniela Skatizi, and I know that he is extremely, extremely tough opponent. The problem is the lack of info for this fight, and I'd risk with Khritsenko. He hasn't been proved yet. Khritsenko to win plus 185, or the fight goes over 2.5. But when it comes to this fight, I was unable to find much of a tape. What do you think about Norbert Novenji versus Andy Manzolo? I think Norbert Novenji should have greater chances for the victory in that one. According to my mind, I think Novenji is going to win that fight potentially via finish. That's how I see it right now. And Novenji is minus 340, so we would need a good prop. Unfortunately, props are not released yet. Let me see. Novenji inside the distance, minus 225. Odds are shitty, unfortunately. Kenny Mokonana versus Craig McIntosh. I'm going with Kenny to win. Kenny to win, minus 100. Kenny to win, minus 100. Kenny KO, TKO. Kenny KO, TKO round 2. That's how I see these upcoming fights. But I'm sorry for Novenji because he is minus 340. It's not pleased with that, but that's the way it goes. Eleni Kalyanidou versus Jenna Bishop. Jenna Bishop is having great throws and great ground game. I think this is a nightmare fight for Elena Kalyanidou. I'm a diehard fan of Elena Kalyanidou, but this is a death trap for her. I'll have to go with Bishop. I will have to go with Bishop to win. Minus 140, Bishop inside the distance. I think Kalyanidou's only chance will be to keep the fight standing. If Kalyanidou keeps the fight standing, if she keeps standing, then Elena decision. But unfortunately, if she gets dragged to the ground with Bishop, that's going to be very hard. That is going to be a nightmare matchup for her, especially if that fight gets dragged to the ground. Kennedy or Carvalho? I will have to go with Kennedy because of his better wrestling. Unfortunately, I'm a fan of Carvalho, but I'm going against my guy. Asela Juj versus Liam McCracken. About this fight, I am very much unsure. Juj is the favorite, McCracken is the underdog, but this is to me 50-50. I'm very, very, very unsure about this fight, so no, Juj versus McCracken. Juj versus McCracken. Over 2.5. I'm extremely unsure about this fight. McCracken to win. To me, this is 50-50. This is literally 50-50 fight. So, yeah. How about Amosov Storley? I have Amosov to win via very, very, very close decision. I think Amosov... Last time it was questionable. I didn't think Amosov won last time, but I think Amosov is going to wish the victory more this time. So I hope for Amosov to win. Dara Kelly versus Dorval Jordan. I'm going to go with Kelly to win. How much is the odd for Dara Kelly? Dara Kelly, just to find the odd. Yeah, minus 1,000. Did you think? Extremely close. Extremely close. Kelly to win, KO, TKO. Kelly to win, round 3. Yes, first fight was extremely close. I wasn't sure who won the first fight. I watched the first fight and rewatched, and I was unsure who won. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad Amosov won because I'm a big fan of Amosov, but it's questionable whether Storley lost that fight. Storley will try to drag the fight to the ground, that's for sure, but Amosov is a cardio machine. That's why I'm going to give him advantage. Piotr Nijielski versus Richie Smullen. A hometown fighter, like, that's nice. A home guy is fighting. That is always nice. I don't know whether he'll be able to defeat Piotr Nijielski. That's like $1 million question to me. Richie Smullen would have to pull out a massive upset. I'm gonna go with yes, of course. Piotr to win minus 2.6. So of course you can ask whatever you want. This is open chat, so whatever you want, you ask. You can ask. I will try to respond every single question. If I can, of course. If you can ask whatever you want. I'm always glad to chat when there is somebody in the chat. I'm always glad, man. When I'm live, you can ask whatever you want. Brian Moore versus Luka Jovin. I'm having Moore to win. Moore minus 400. Moore minus 400. Moore submission or Moore eat the inside the distance. For UFC, believe it or not, I only have 3 bets. Osborne versus Johnson. I bet no distance on that fight. That's my prediction for that fight. Hello, Stricklandsbrenner. Thank you for the support, man. I like Johnson too, but I bet the fight not going the distance. Also, I bet for Jasmine Jasudavicius versus, how is her opponent's name? That Brazilian girl, over 2.5. And in the main event, I bet no distance. So I only have those 3 bets. Muniz or Ellen? Muniz. You? Who do you think is going to win? I say Muniz. Muniz because of great submission game. The next fight in this Bellator is Norbert Novenji versus Andy Manzola. Oh, the Estonian fighter. That's awesome, but I've got Novenji to win. 7-1 this year. Novenji to win, minus 340. Novenji decision. Flyweights unders are on fire. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. There are many firefights on this card. Everyone is saying Muniz. I would rather go with Muniz submission. But if Allen keeps the fight on the feet, it's going to be a problem. But that's how I see the fight going. What do you think, Stricklandsbrenner and Chess? Flyweights under. I like Johnson. I like also Johnson against Ode Osborne, but Ode Osborne is aggressive. He's extremely aggressive guy, so he will try to knock his opponent out. That's just him. Gokhan Sarikam versus Oleg Popov. Gokhan Sarikam is the underdog, but I think Gokhan's wrestling is going to play a good role. So Gokhan to win, plus 165, Gokhan decision. I think Gokhan can out-wrestle this guy. I'm sure he has good chances to out-wrestle, but if Popov keeps the fight on the feet, then it's going to be Popov KO TKO. No. As a die-hard fan of Jasmine, I favor Fernandez. Sorry, man. I'm a die-hard fan of Jasmine, and you know that. Jasmine is a weight bully, and she is a great wrestler, and she is amazing, but she is not making enough damage. And that's a problem. Damage matters. You've seen her last fight that she lost because of less damage. She made less damage against Natalia Silva. I want Jasmine to win so much. If Jazz win, gonna be decision, but man, she's not making enough damage, and rules favor damage. If Allen tries to get his own takedowns, he'll lose. But if he gets taken down by Muniz, he might be able to survive. How much are you confident in Norbert Novenji to win? 60%. In Norbert Novenji to win. 60%. Charlie Ward versus Mike Shipman. I'm super not confident in this fight. I'll be honest with you. Extremely not confident in this fight. No way I would bet on this one. I must give some prediction. Ward versus Shipman over 2.5. Ward versus Shipman over 2.5. I think gonna be a tough call. This is 50-50 to me. Let's say Shipman to win, but this is 50-50. Like really 50-50. Hold on. What's now? A message. Okay, I just got one message. Let's say Shipman to win. In Novenji, 60%. Carl Moore versus Maciej Rozansky. Another great fight. But Moore showed some great performances in his previous outings, so I would dare to say that Moore has better chances to win. Yeah, odds are showing that too. Carl Moore to win. Let me see how much is Moore decision. Moore decision. Moore to win. Minus 145. Moore decision. Plus 275. Younger fighter by 4 years. I'm telling you, I'm a big fan of Jazudevichus, but she's not creating damage. Damage matters, control matters, but the damage is parameter number one, and you know that very well, which kind of sucks to some point, but that's the way it goes. Like, think Fernandez is more hungry. True, unfortunately true. Unfortunately, that's true. But I'm telling you, Jazz is a great fighter, but if she fought before 2017, she would have been the best in the division because control mattered. Pick to win. Trevor Pick to win. If she fought before 2017, before the rule change, she would have been the best in the division. But nobody cares about control that much anymore. No, control doesn't matter anymore, and I'm not a fan of that, but that's the way it is. Sinead Kavanagh versus Janai Harding. I've got Kavanagh to win. Hold on. Kavanagh to win. Minus 250. Kavanagh inside the distance. Next fight, I'm going to go with Peter Quilley versus Bryce Logan. Peter Quilley is so unpredictable. Quilley versus Logan plus 1.5 for Logan to win. At least with Logan, you know how is he going to fight. With Quilley, he's extremely unpredictable, man. It depends on which version is going to show up. Sometimes Quilley defeats the best guys. Sometimes he loses to total underdogs. So that kind of scares the shit out of me. Now, Ciaran Clark versus Leonardo Sinis. I have Ciaran Clark. Ciaran Clark to win. Ciaran Clark EPD. Also have that type of a prediction. I think Ciaran Clark is a better fighter. Seen some tape about Leonardo Sinis, and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with his record, not impressed with his wrestling, with his angling. I just don't see him winning the fight. Again, I might not be right, but these are just my thoughts. Pedro Carvalho versus Jeremy Kennedy. Big fan of Carvalho, but I have to say against him. I'm going to go with Kennedy. Kennedy to win. Minus 170 due to great wrestling. Kennedy decision. Kennedy is having great wrestling. Or if you want to risk Carvalho, KO, TKO. If you want to risk. I have been thinking about Clark and Kennedy mixed in with a few UFC picks for a parlay. I like it. Good luck, man. I actually like both Ciaran Clark and Jeremy Kennedy, so go for it if you want to. Logan Storley versus Yaroslav Amosov. I have Amosov via boring decision, so Amosov to win. Where is Amosov decision? Amosov to win. Amosov decision plus 175. Yeah, I have Amosov to win via very boring decision. So now we are going to chit chat. Please shoot in with questions. I'm always eager to respond. You know me very well. I can stay in chat now. Have some obligations later, but now I can stay in chat. So please shoot in with questions. I will try to make you a round robin also. Let me see who I picked from the underdogs. Hold on. Fritzenko to win. I didn't pick many underdogs. Sarikan to win. +165. War Shipman too risky. Yeah, just too risky fight. Logan to win. +135. Phil is so unpredictable. This could be round robin. Fritzenko, Sarikam, and Logan to win. I know these are maybe not the greatest bets, but please shoot in with questions. I'm always eager to respond. I'm always eager. Also, you can ask UFC questions. You can ask whatever you want. I will try to respond. I'm trying to stay active. I'm trying to stay busy. This injury kind of fucking me up, but you know, with the support of the greatest fans in the world, it's pretty much easy to stay positive. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that so many people wants to watch me. That so many people supports me. It really means a life to me. Who would you like to see Modestas Bukauskas fight next? Paul Craig. I would love to see him against a submission guy. Like, he fought Lee Chadwick in Cage Warriors, who is a grappler and a great wrestler, but I want to see him against submission god, so we can really put his BJJ skills. We can really test his BJJ skills. I think Modestas Bukauskas is going to defeat Paul Craig if that comes to fruition. He defeated Tyson Pedro and threw a few spinning heel kicks, and I'm so glad he did it. I'm like, Modestas is a great guy. Believe me, that's one of rare guys who supported me both on TikTok, both on Instagram. He has been inspiration to me for my latest training sessions. You've seen that I am injured, that I can only box on the couch. But you know, injuries are going to make us stronger. They are going to turn us into better people. So when it comes to Modestas, I'm very sorry, but I'm extremely emotional. When it comes to his fights, I have to confess that I'm like, I would like to be a no emotion guy, but I simply can't, man. Simply can't. I'm too emotional when it comes to Modestas Bukauskas fight. Just trying to be honest with you, my lovely lads. Really much trying to be honest. I'm very much emotional when it comes to Modestas, and he's been an inspiration to me. I've been an inspiration to him. He's been an inspiration to me. So a lot of fun matchups. Absolutely, man. Many fun matchups. I would like to see Modestas Bukauskas fighting in London UFC card. So what do you think about seeing Modestas Bukauskas at UFC London? Does it make sense to you, especially considering the fact that Modestas Bukauskas is living on the outskirts of London? That would have been a great call for Modestas Bukauskas to fight in that fight. It would have been great, for me at least in the first place. Would have been great to see Modestas Bukauskas fighting in that fight. Especially a guy from London fighting in London. That's like a hometown advantage. I know he is going to wear the flag of Lithuania, but to me, that's a fun matchup. At least Modestas Bukauskas to fight. Let's go, baby. Let's bring it on. Really, let's bring it on. Why not? It would have been a very much of a fun matchup. I hope so. It's going to be a very much fun matchup. Especially if Modestas fights in London, I hope They are going to find him a spot at the UFC London. He called out Paul Craig. Yes, I have KSW predictions. I'm gonna send you that link. I have it. I already made KSW predictions. Hold on. I'm going to send you that link. KSW. There it comes. There it goes. There you go. Enjoy. That's KSW. I wrote everything, so hope it's gonna help some people. Really hope it's going to help some people. No problem, man. No problem. I hope you're gonna earn some money. I mean, I'm horrible for myself and good for others, so let's help others then. Yeah. No, at least I discovered my talent, so I can be useful to many people. I'm a good guy, but only when I'm going live, you know. When I'm going live, you can ask whatever you want, so shoot in, please. For the next 40 minutes, I will probably be live, so please shoot in with questions. Yeah, thank you too, man. Thank you for the support. And thanks to everybody for the support during the harshest injury of my life. It really means a lot to me. Like, this is day 18 of the most gruesome injury of my life. Like, my Achilles tendon fucked up, my calf muscle is badly fucked up, but at least it's not swollen anymore. At least it's not swollen. At least I am doing better now. I will have more time now, so I will stream, I guess, more often. And there is a chance I might stream at night, because last night it woke me up 3 times. Not literally, the pain in my heel woke me up 3 times last night. So there is a chance I might actually stream in the evening. Unlike this is very weird, but all those things that happen, you know, injuries turn us into stronger people, and people say that. Injuries are sometimes necessary so we can become stronger, and to some point I agree, because no, when injury happened to me, I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. But then I said to myself, okay, that's just an injury. I'm gonna go through it. I have the best fans in the world, and we are going to go together through it. We are going to beat it together, and I'm undergoing electrotherapies every single day. I'm trying to stay calm as much as I can. I'm trying to help people. So I'm good for others. Obviously. Would you say Norbert Novenji is a safe parlay piece? I'm giving him 60% of chances to win. Can't call him a safe pick because, no, like in betting, there is no safe pick. I'm always trying to say that there is no like safe pick in betting, but I'm giving him 60% of chances. Do you think Root and Manifield should fight again? They should fight again, yes, or move on and possibly fight down the road? I could see the UFC possibly trying Bukauskas Manifield. Bukauskas Manifield would have been a great fight. Manifield is stylistically amazing opponent for Bukauskas, so I would gladly want to see that fight, and I think that fight would be an amazing piece of play for Bukauskas, especially because Manifield is throwing those wide, violent hooks, and Bukauskas is moving better than ever. He's in the shape of his life after that brutal, harsh knee injury. So I'm very much eager to see that fight. I would love to see Bukauskas fight in Manifield, especially because stylistically Bukauskas is a too tough opponent for Manifield. On the other side, we've seen Manifield pairing Jimmy Crute pretty much. I don't know, I was expecting no distance or easy win for Jimmy Crute, and I was surprised with Manifield's nice performance, but it seems Crute has changed himself after that injury. It significantly affected his performance. You know, when he tore an ankle against Anthony Smith, Crute was winning that fight prior to ankle injury, so he was unable to stand. And after that injury, his footwork slowed down, and that honestly scared the shit out of me. Like, that footwork issues, that's not the same Jimmy Crute he used to be. Probably that ankle injury left some traces on him. I don't know how to say that, but It seems that injury downgraded his performance. On the other side, Modesta's injury upgraded his performance. I don't know how to explain that, but it's obvious that this is not the same Jimmy Crute before and after the injury. Probably it was a harsh injury. I don't want to judge. Like, I hurt myself. I know how hard it can be when you're injured. If there is somebody to know how hard it can be under injury, that's me, believe me. I've hurt myself many times in the past, and I had tons of injuries, and this is the most gruesome injury of my life. Like, when you're injured, there's nothing you'd like, my friend. Like, when you're injured, everything is like down the road for you. When you're injured, everything is like down the road for you. The most important thing for you when you're injured is to get healthy and to stay healthy. That is the most important thing for you. So I would like to say, if Bukauskas versus Manifield comes down the road, I'm again going to put a lot of money on Bukauskas. I put 9.5 units on Buka last time, and I don't think I made the mistake. So good mindset. Oh, thank you, man. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thanks so much, man. It really means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me, and I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. But let's be honest, Crute is not the same fighter after an injury. Guys, sorry, YouTube updated something, so if some comments don't appear, I don't have a control over it. Just to know, they have some kind of community moderation, so I understand that some comments might not appear, but I understand that some comments might not appear. How did that interview go with the news? Interview went amazingly. Unfortunately, it's in Serbian language, so you can't understand it, but this is my interview. Hold on. I'm going to send you this. Unfortunately, this is in Serbian language, so you won't be able to understand it, but there you go. Amazingly. It went amazingly. It was one of the it was really amazing. Remember you said that a few months ago. Yes, that is the interview. Unfortunately, it's in Serbian language, so you won't understand much. But I was discussing about how Dagestani fighters spoil the sport of MMA, how they ruin the sport of MMA. That's what I was discussing. I was discussing about my beginnings, how I got into the spirit of things, and what happened to me in the first place. Why did I enter the world of mixed martial arts? How did my career go? And I really much enjoyed it. Really much enjoyed every second of the interview. I'm sorry, it's in Serbian language, so it doesn't have translation to English. So it's just a media. It's just a media house. They didn't want to release English translations. I told them that I have tons of fans from like UK, USA, and unfortunately, they didn't want to release English subtitles. So it's not something I could affect. But I'm glad because they gave me an opportunity. Believe it or not, for 2 years I was being rejected for 2 years, but by every single outlet. And then Vaseljenska came and they said, "Vlad, we want to have an interview with you." I was like, amazing. I was very happy, actually. Believe it or not, I was very, very happy because they chose to have an interview with me, and it really much changed my world because this was my first time ahead of the real cameras. I mean, I'm in front of the camera every single day, but I'm talking to my fans. That's different. This was in front of real cameras, and I said to myself, well, this can't be bad, right? This was awesome. Guys, sorry if all comments don't appear. I don't have control over this community moderation, so that is something YouTube just upgraded, and I don't know which comments appear, which comments don't appear. I really got no idea. I'm trying to respond to everybody, but this is something YouTube has just upgraded. I assume it's because of some bullying or whatever, but I'm just saying it's a new upgrade by YouTube. I'm really trying to answer to everybody. I'm trying to respond to everybody. Sometimes even if you write a specific word now I can't moderate it anymore. Earlier, if somebody writes something, I could have moderated and just write it down the road. Now, if you write something, I might not be able to moderate because I can't see moderation. So YouTube is making those changes. I assume because of cyberbullying or whatever. I mean, I've got no problem with that. If there are trolls, I only block them and that's it. But some people obviously cannot handle trolling, and YouTube is constantly upgrading, so they made some changes. But I'm trying to get into the spirit of things. I'm trying to stay one with my fans. As well as you see, I'm really trying to stay interactive and to be here with you. And my fans are always firing back. You are actually very respectful, like people saying that. No, there is one thing I don't understand. Brother, can you tell us how good actually is Derek Kelly? I would say on the scale from 1 to 5, I would say 3.5. That's the grade I would give to him. Like I'm going to tell you, of course. 1 second. That's why I'm going to tell you how I believe that fighter looks. The Mobile Mauer, all right, 6 foot tall, 72 inches lightweight, all right. I watched this guy, and to be honest, as much as I know, he is very good if the fight gets direct to the ground. When it comes to striking, like a stand-up striking, he's got a lot of holes, which is kind of normal as he comes from grappling martial art, which is kind of normal. And he is good if he drags you to the ground. Like SBG Island, that school is pretty much known for amazing grappling, for amazing BJJ, and Pedro Carvalho is also training at SBG Island right now, one of the most promising Portuguese fighters. Derek Kelly will have chances as long as the fight is on the ground. Like, if the fight remains standing, that's a problem. He's got a lot of holes in his boxing, and he's not moving much in the stand-up. Like, he's constantly moving forward, backward. I haven't seen much of lateral moves in his game plan unless he has improved that. That's how I see him. I don't see him as the high quality fighter, but I don't see him as a low quality fighter. I see him as a guy who is significantly better on the ground. I would give him a grade 3.5 out of 5. Yes, Stricklandsbrunner, of course, I remember, my friend. I remember everything I said, and it was awesome. It was just awesome. No problem, man. I'm always here to answer. I'm live for 27 more minutes, so shoot in with questions. While I'm live, I'm always eager to respond. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not like climbing on my high horse. You see, that's not me. That's not me. I'm just respectful guy. I'm trying to be good to like the respectful people of the community, and of course, I like to have fun, just like everybody. This Bellator, this Bellator is in Dublin, which kind of makes me happy. I will cover UFC, and about Bellator, I don't know. Maybe. Just saying, maybe I'm gonna cover. But Bellator is at normal time this time, which to some point sounds okay to me in the first place. Because also about Derek Kelly, when somebody comes from SBG Island, you can expect top-notch grappling, and you can expect excellent defenses, but they are not the greatest attackers in the world. That is a trademark of that dojo. They have very few good strikers. For example, Pedro Carvalho is an example of good striker that comes from SBG Island, but they don't have many of them. But if you try to grapple them, you're gonna be in a problem because literally all of them know to grapple. They put an emphasis on grappling. that SBG Island dojo. They put an emphasis on grappling, and their grappling skills pretty much rock. I'm pretty much impressed by their amazing grappling skills, and every single time you see a prospect from SBG Island, the first thing that comes to your mind should be grappling. That guy is good on the ground. Not saying, ouch, sorry, my injury. I'm not saying like every single time, but in 9 out of 5 times, grappling is going to matter. And grappling is going to matter a lot. In 9 out of, not like 9 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10, and 4 out of 5. In 80% of cases, their guys are extremely good with grappling. So that's something we got to respect. I respect the dojo pretty much. And their coaches like, man, John Kavanaugh and so many great coaches. No, it used to be earlier when I've seen SBG Island, I was just saying, okay, man, okay, they have average guys, but not anymore. They have great guys on the ground. And maybe, okay, not every single time average guys on the feet, but in most cases they are average on the feet and very, very good on the ground or extremely good on the ground. And like in 2 out of 3 cases, they are extremely good on the ground. 1 out of 3, they are very good or very, very good. I've never seen a horrible ground fighter from SBG Island. So it seems they train that aspect of the game a lot. Came in late. Shipman and Elena double good. What do you think? I think Elena is not going to win. Sorry, man. And Shipman, okay, Shipman can win, but Elena's opponent is a nightmare. I'm a big fan of Elena Kalionidou, but unfortunately, Jenna Bishop is a nightmare opponent for her. Elena can only win if she keeps the fight standing. And she is fighting a BJJ fighter. A BJJ fighter who holds victory is over Helene Lucero and Olivia Besque. So I am worried. Elena has to keep this fight standing if she wants to win. Like, she has to keep it standing by any means necessary. And about Shipman, yeah, he has solid chances to win. He could pull out an upset. Ward is so unpredictable. To me, this is 50-50 fight, but if I must pick a side, I would go with Shipman to win, if I must pick a side. No problems, man. I mean, if Elena keeps the fight standing, she can win, but Jenna Bishop is brutally good on the ground. And if she takes your back, we are going to watch the reprise of Erin Blankfield versus Jessica Andrade. She is extremely good when she takes your back. It's extremely, extremely hard to escape. I just hope we are not going to see the reprise of Jessica Andrade versus Erin Blankfield. Do you believe Kelly gonna maul Stevens? It's hard to say. It's hard to say as Kelly... It depends. It depends on how the fight opens. Really depends on how the fight opens. He will probably try, but it really depends on how the fight opens. Maybe this other guy will try to drag it to the ground. I mean, I can expect something, but it doesn't mean it will come to fruition. You know, maybe their corner is going to have a different strategy. But I assume Kelly will try to drag the fight to the ground ASAP. I assume he will try. And will he be able to? That's another question. That's another, I like to say, $1 million question. Yeah, that's like another $1 million question, I like to say. So you have tons of predictions on my channel. I mean, I'm not trying to... Many people are asking money for their picks, etc. I say everything when I'm live. I'm making early predictions, last-minute calls. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. And I never say, like, win every single time, or everybody can track my bets. I always say my bets so you know whether I was right or wrong. And this time I put 1 unit on each bet. You know how much are the odds. So whoever wants can track my bets. I always say it, not hiding anything. And why would I hide anything in the first place? I mean, these are my fans. Why would I hide anything? No problems, man. Fans are here for the support, and this support is amazing. The support I get here is amazing, considering to like other places where I've been. I've got the greatest support on YouTube. so many people supporting me, and so many people are interested in watching Bellator also. I might actually make MMA news reaction if I wake up in the middle of the night, but let me see. George Watson reacts to viral BKFC knockout of Greg Hardy. He wasn't even thinking about me. Yeah, I've seen when he fought Greg Hardy. Todd Duffy on the viral fake Gian Villante fight that fooled the internet. Why it should have happened. Yair Rodriguez and UFC possibly booking Makachev Volkanovski. That would make me the undisputed champion. Let's go. KSI will leave boxing after beating fraud Jake Paul, targeting winner takes all fight at the end of 2023. Erin Blankfield, Valentina Shevchenko's grappling is very, very basic, could use some improvement. Oh, she started to throw some trash. That's awesome. Jake Paul says Tommy Fury is a must knockout fight for him, not tougher than Anderson Silva. Daniel Cormier says Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski have work to do before an immediate rematch. Can Jake Paul keep the money train rolling against Tommy Fury plus UFC Vegas 70 Bellator 291 action? Awesome. But if I wake up in the middle of the night, maybe I'm going to maybe I'm gonna go live for some MMA news reaction, because honestly, I'm having a hard time sleeping with this injury. So this hour I'm gonna spend with my fans. I'm gonna really, really enjoy with the best fans in the world. Right now I'm not training, so I need some fun in my life, and this is fun. To me, this is fun. This is the best fun one can get. I believe we are going to have a solid UFC weekend. Like, on the piece of paper, UFC card is shitty. I get it. That's how people see it. I agree to some point. But again, I want to see a good card. I really want to see a good card coming up, and I want to see a nice card coming up. So that's a nice thing to see. Nice fight card is coming up. I have a feeling that a nice card is coming our way. I don't know how you feel about the upcoming card, but I think some fights are really, really going to be entertaining, and I have a feeling. I just have a good feeling about the upcoming card. I expect stoppages. And in Bellator, you never know. No. One thing I don't like in Bellator is mismatches. They have a lot of mismatches. And too many mismatches are definitively a problem, as too many mismatches lead to tons of problems. When you have mismatches, you are seeing quick victories, quick finishes, and when fighters don't engage, it is not going to hype up the crowd. Like, is it going to be hype or not? No, for the crowd. When they see a mismatch, that's like horrible thing. For me, at least, mismatch is a horrible thing. But I am trying to stay away from those stuff, like commenting whether it's a mismatch or horrible decision for pairing fighter A versus fighter B. Bellator probably has some interest from that, from pairing those fighters. But the thing I don't like about the promotion is the fact that they are protecting wrestlers. That they are protecting wrestlers too much. They really overprotect wrestlers. I mean, UFC started to do the same, but at least the referees stand fighters up when there is no action. And in Bellator, like, it can be no action for life, and they are not going to stand the fighters up, which to some point sucks. No, we need more action. Really want to see more action in Bellator, and I hope. I mean, why does crowd have to boo? Is it going to affect the referees to stand them up? Okay, if they do something on the ground, okay, if they hit each other. But if somebody constantly presses somebody against the fence, or if he just holds him down without action, without landing strikes or changing positions, the referee should stand them up. We need more dynamic MMA. The era of very dynamic MMA is coming, and I want to see more dynamic moves. I want to see more dynamic stuff in the days to come. So I believe Bellator is going to change that rule because they really overprotect wrestlers. And I understand that rules are available everywhere, etc. But maybe judges should stop. Sorry, judges. Maybe refs should stop protecting them. Maybe that's a mistake. Like crowd doesn't want to watch that. Nobody wants to watch like tons of wrestlers smashing each other. Does somebody want to see that? No, no. No, no, and no. That's the answer. Nobody wants to see like boring ground fights. Despite there are people, for example, who can enjoy that, but every die-hard fan is going to say, "Come on, man, just stand them up. What are they doing?" I'm going to say like, "Come on, stand them up, stand them up, stand them up," and as soon as they stand them up, that is going to turn into a more entertaining fight. But you got fighters who constantly grapple, who constantly march forward, and in specific cases, it might be a problem if somebody constantly marches forward and spams with takedowns, single leg, double leg. It can create tons of problems. Tons of problems to other people. That's what I can say. So, to me at least, that's a nice piece of play. I do have a feeling that's a nice piece of play, and I believe some Bellator bouts are mismatches or very boring, but it doesn't have to mean it's going to be a horrible weekend. Sometimes I'm always saying give everybody a shot. That's me. I like to give everybody a shot. If Bellator has a boring card, fine. They have a boring card, so what? So what? They have a boring card, so what? Just give them a shot. Watch the card and you will see. Maybe it's going to turn into one of the best cards you'll ever see. You don't know that. You can't know that. And me, I can't say it's going to turn into one of the best cards or one of the worst cards until I see what's happening. This fight card, 3 round robins. I have 3 round robins. Kritsenko to win, Sarikin to win, and Logan to win. And of course, I'm trying to I'm trying to stay positive with this injury, but I'll be honest, not easy. Who do you like for PFL and KSW? I'm going to send you my clips so you can rewatch, so you can take a look. I'm gonna tell you briefly, like who I like. I'm gonna tell you briefly, but you have my videos. For PFL, I like. We got the opponent change. Oh, holy shit. Caitlin Nail to win. I got Shanna Young to win. Desiree Yanes to win. And Helen Peralta to win. They had the opponent change. I haven't noticed that. And for KSW, let me see. I have Phil DeFries to win. Omielenchuk should have good chances to win. Natalia Bachinska-Kravets should defeat Petra Chestkova. Arkadiusz Rzoushek is a good opponent. Brian Hoy is going to defeat Živko Stoimenov for sure. Stoimenov is going to lose. He is not training. Gustafsson Hoshek, I'm unsure. Ramazan Jembiev to defeat Murillo Delfino. Federico Comuena versus Matias Visla. Matias could be a good underdog. Nemanja Nikolic is going to lose to Dominic Hamburger. Nemanja Nikolic is going to lose to Dominic Hamburger. But you do have check under my live videos. Unfortunately, they changed some opponents as always. As they always do. I'm trying to go ahead of my schedule. and they always fuck me up with that change. They always fuck me up about those changes. It might not be the best place to go, but that's the way it is. Ten more minutes, guys. I know this is not the most epic time for live stream, but I have time right now. I can't have much of a control over my time. If I trained, I would have had less time, but unfortunately I don't train, so kinda bored. Now I have time to work on some other stuff, and I'm not gonna say I'm happy for it. I'm not happy for it. It's kinda nerve-wracking. Yes, man, it's kinda nerve-wracking. Always trying to get into the spirit of things. Just change. Hold on. Need to change something. Okay, Bellator bets. This should bring more traffic. You like pick and don't tell Mace double. UFC. I like pick to win. Don't tell Mace versus Augusto Sakai. I have the fight will not go the distance. If I must pick a side, I would probably win Sakai. But if you ask me who I want to win, I want Don't tell Mace to win badly. I want him to win very, very badly. If Don't tell Mace keeps the fight standing, he is having great chances for the victory. Yes, he's having amazing chances for the victory. No probs, man. I mean, shoot in. We got 7 more minutes. For 7 more minutes, I will be live. So please shoot in with questions. I'm always eager to respond. Like, if I can help, always eager to help. And they did some community moderation. YouTube updated something. So if I don't respond to some comments, that means the comment didn't appear. But okay, I mean, I understand that YouTube is constantly improving and they are changing things. So I'm okay with any changes. We are following the time. We are stepping up. We're stepping up. This is time development. I like to call this a time development, a time frame of YouTubing, and I think YouTube is pretty much doing a great job for those types of the improvement. So it's awesome, really much awesome. Everything is awesome so far. In this Bellator event, we'll see. Interestingly, Bellator main card airs parallelly with UFC preliminary card. That is going to be entertaining. As Yaroslav Amosov will probably fight when Jezudevicius fights Fernandes, I believe, that Brazilian girl. And Amosov versus Storley won't be the most entertaining fight in the world. You know that very well. Like, it's gonna turn technical. And Amosov is one of the most technical guys on the planet. Alongside Logan Storley, one of the most persistent wrestlers. That is going to be a nice experience, really. Really, that is going to be a very, very nice experience for everybody. No, the key is just to stay persistent. I was always following my dreams, and I was always trying very, very hard to become popular in the world of MMA. It's hard, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. There are many podcasters, there are many people who are MMA now, and to be on the top of it, to be on the top of the game, it's not easy. It's a never-ending game. Constantly have to compete, but one day, sooner or later, the result has to come. Sooner or later, one day you simply have to be better. One day you simply have to improve. That's a part of the game. Constant improvement. And people ask, why don't I have a better equipment? Why didn't I buy a mic? Why am I constantly doing this? Well, I'm constantly moving, and I wouldn't be able to carry a mic or camera all the time. Ali have a legitimate Khabib 2-0. What do you think? I have the fight not going the distance. I have Ali via ground and pound domination, or Rafael Alves via massive KO. Rafael Alves is the most powerful hitter in the division. So it's either going to be Ali via total domination, and Alves is going to gas out. That's option number one. Or option number two is going to be Alves for the knockout. So I have the fight to not go in the distance. But if I must pick a side, I think Alves has decent chances as long as he keeps the fight on the feet. If the fight gets dragged to the ground, it's going to be a total domination of Alves. Again, Rafael Alves is a shoot boxer, so we mustn't underestimate him. Shoot boxers are very, very skillful in controlling the central line, and they are very much doing an amazing job in that aspect of the game. Aliyev is legitimate. Well, he is young. He's got a lot of space for improvement. Let's see his first fight, and then we are going to make a judgment. Does he have the potential to become a legitimate Khabib 2-0? Let's go. Why not? Is he going to become... Well, Makhachev is not Khabib 2-0. Makhachev has better striking than Khabib, and he knows to drop people. So I believe the sport is constantly improving. So my expectations are sport is growing, growing, improving. It's getting better and better. It's constantly getting better and better. And we are going to see the era of total MMA soon. Like everybody is going to learn everything. Everybody is going to learn everything. Everybody is going to know everything. We are going to see the era of total UFC soon, or total MMA. Like if you don't know one aspect of the game, you're gonna be fucked up in the future. Everybody is learning everything. In the early stages of the mixed martial arts, we were having clashes of styles, but now we rarely have clashes of styles. I'm not saying we don't have, but you've seen that Israel Adesanya learns to wrestle, that Alex Pereira learns to BJJ. Everybody learns everything. If you don't know one aspect of the game, that's a problem. That's a horrible problem if you don't know one aspect of the game. Not knowing one aspect of the game, it's horrible in the modern MMA. Like, you must know everything. Everybody must know everything. The sport has evolved. The sport has significantly evolved, and I can't get enough of it. The sport is getting better and better. Clark versus Innes. Clark to win. Two grapplers, how you think? Is it a push for Clark from Bellator? Yes, it could be a push. Two very, very legitimate grapplers, but I think Clark is a better fighter. I think Clark has better cardio than Sinnis, so not gonna call it a slam dunk, but I think Clark should win. Hence, it's going to be a great ground fight. See it as a very, very much of a great ground fight, and I believe Clark is going to outwork him. But yeah, Sinnis is very good on the ground, so this could go all the way. I could easily say this could go all the way, but to me, Clark is more well-rounded fighter, so that's why I see Clark winning. That's why I see Clark winning the fight. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for this chat. Now I need to go. Have a great day, everyone. And maybe I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night. You never know. This injury is fucked up. Have a great day, everyone, guys. Night.